This is the story of AIDS.
Let's go back to June 5th, 1981 in Los Angeles, where 5 gay men were diagnosed with a rare lung disease, among other infections.
By the time this information had been published, 2 of those 5 men had died. This was published by the CDC, or the U.S. Center for Disease Control.
Many people believe that this was the start of the AIDS epidemic.
By the end of 1981, 270 reported cases of severe immune deficiency in gay men. Of those 270, 121 died.
The following January of 1982, the first American AIDS clinic was opened in San Francisco.
On September 1982, CDC uses the term AIDS for the first time. Speaking of AIDS, if you break it down, it means acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. That's why it became the theory of why those men of weak immune systems had died.
In December 1982, CDC reports cases of AIDS in an infant who received blood transfusions.
Therefore, bringing up one of the causes to how people can get AIDS.
AIDS is a part of the negative part of history, but it had brought all kinds of people together to fight against it and find the cure.
These people announced President Ronald Reagan, who announced AIDS publicly for the first time on September 17, 1985, vowing in a letter to Congress to make AIDS a priority.
But sadly, by the end of 1985, there has been reported at least one HIV case in each region of the world.
Why did I say HIV when this is the story of AIDS, you might ask?
AIDS, aka the final stage of HIV, and the symptoms of AIDS are fever, pneumonia, shortness of breath, difficulty of swallowing/breathing, white spots around the mouth, vision loss, seizures, depression, diarrhea, nausea, and the list can go on.
Either a person could be born with it or be given it, which is why the rate of people who have AIDS has increased since it was discovered.
With the AIDS overcoming the world, communities began to team up and create organizations to help advocate people and communities affected by AIDS/HIV to educate the federal government and to help shape AIDS-related policy and legislation. The main organization was formed in 1984 and is known as AIDS Action.
The battle against AIDS has been a tough 34 years, but we aren't quitting.
35 million worldwide have the AIDS virus living among them.
But with foundations such as UNICEF, who are on the pursuit for the cure and prevention of mother-to-daughter transmission,
There is still hope.